What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-hosts, Micah and Terrence.
What's up?
I was about to start this podcast off with a rant. The rant's been simmering the last couple of days. I've actually calmed down a little bit today. So not going to be quite as ranty.
What is this rant about, per se?
Well, and Micah can join in this rant as well.
As I drink my 2-liter soda.
Iron Banner was this past week in Destiny 2.
The Iron Banner was this past week, wasn't it?
The Iron Banner was this past week.
Okay, how was that?
It's got some problems.
Does it? Okay.
It's got some problems.
Proceed.
So here's the primer real quick. So we've talked about the faction token system, which is a new system for Destiny 2, which supplements your loot drops in addition to the random drops that you get during the game. Basically, every activity you complete gives you a token of some kind. That token can go to a specific vendor to turn in. Once you turn in enough, you get a legendary engram with specific weapons and armor that vendor might sell. So far, token system's actually been a welcome addition. I've actually liked it quite a bit, and it's worked well in every game mode that they've put it in, except for Iron Banner.
Interesting.
And it's got some fundamental flaws. So here's why it's jacked up. So Iron Banner in Destiny 1, it was a weekly PvP competition. You had bounties that you had to complete. Basically, you had a faction level that you're trying to get to level 5. Once you get to level 5, you could actually purchase the armor that was available for that Iron Banner week. And every Iron Banner was a little bit different. You would get the weapons through random drops. You could also buy the weapons once you hit level 5. Basically, though, there was a pathway to guarantee that you could get the full armor set in Iron Banner, and they had bounties which had objectives that you had to complete over a long period of time to get you extra XP, stuff like that. So did away with all that in Destiny 2, replaced it with the faction system. Now, in Faction Rallies, which was the week before, the faction token system worked out really well because they gave you faction tokens for literally everything that you do in the game. Whether you do a strike, crucible, public event, whatever, you were getting faction tokens. And by the time the faction rally was over, I had turned in probably 25. I'd gotten probably 25 engrams, and I was able to get the full set of armor for Dead Orbit and the full set of Dead Orbit weapons that were available on offer as well. No problem. Iron Banner, I probably played about 30 to 35 Iron Banner matches, and I won a decent percentage. I probably won 3/4 of them, and winning gets you more Iron Banner tokens than losing does. I also completed the daily challenges every day, which except for Sunday, and the daily challenges are each basically between doing those, you get about 20 faction tokens just for doing the daily challenges, which are kind of like the bounties were in the other game, right? So, but at the end of all that, I only got about 13 packages. And then here's where the problem lies. Out of those 13 packages, I only got 2 of the 5 pieces of armor that were available on offer during the Iron Banner week. Got a lot of duplicate guns. Oh, did I get some duplicate guns?
I sensed this was coming.
Yeah.
And when I turned in my first faction reward, and I got a scout rifle and a shader, I said nuts to this. I'm not putting myself through this. I'm not going to have a lot of time to do this anyway. I did one more to see if I could get one, and I got a chest piece. And I said, all right, you know what? I'm not going to bother, because I know how this game is played. It is a complete and utter random ass drop as to whether or not you will get a piece of armor, and it is literally a grind. You are literally grinding the same game mode over and over again, because like Brad said, you can only get those things through the Iron Banner, so all you're doing is playing control all day long if you want that set of armor. And fuck that set of armor. I've got really nice pieces of armor for all of my characters. Fuck you in your pseudo samurai futuristic armor. I don't want you. How about that?
Now, I want the armor. So I was a little miffed to only get two pieces of it. Now,
what pieces did you get?
I got the helmet and I got the grips.
You didn't even get the cloak?
No, I need. Like I said, if I had just walked with the cloak and those two, I'd have been okay. Now, I came to realize though that the reason they were talking about seasons so much during this Iron Banner is I have a feeling that this like loadout that's available for Iron Banner is going to be the loadout that's available for the first season. And I would also bet that the first season is probably going to last through at least till the first expansion comes out before they switch to season 2. So in all likelihood, that probably means the next 2 months of Iron Banner, November and December, we're going to be competing for the same armor set. So let's say, just for sake of argument, you do 10 engrams every Iron Banner. By the time it's all said and done, you'd have had 30 engrams. One would assume after 30 engrams that you'll have gotten the full set of armor. So I get where they're coming from. If that is indeed what's happening, I wish Bungie had been more upfront about that and said, hey, this is going to be the set you're competing for over the next 3 Iron Banners. You know what I mean? Instead of grinding, because there's some people that have already like grinded out 25 chests or 25 engrams for this. I'm just like, how? Like I can't fathom how much Iron Banner you had to play in order to get all that. It's insane.
And it's not like the Iron Banner isn't special. Like it's just not. Like all you do is just play Control. And like so the Iron Banner, for those of you who are not aware, the Iron Banner in the first Destiny, when you play a multiplayer game in Destiny, everyone's power level is different. So they balance everything out so that everyone has a fair shake. But the Iron Banner was different because it didn't level you out. If you were, a level 20, you could spit on a level 1 and they would die, right? And, that's just the price you paid for going into the Iron Banner. You knew what this was, right? And that's what made it special. That's what made it like the monthly thing, right? Because you could really test your mettle to see how well you are spec'd out as a character versus, the masses, right? Now, everybody's leveled out. It's just like playing regular ass Control, but you're competing for a different set of armor.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually having fun with this game?
Yeah, the game in general.
Game in general,
yeah, like this Iron Banner.
Really?
Yes, this Iron Banner fiasco
really
is legitimately the first time that I've run into something in Destiny 2 that I was unhappy with. In all honesty,
I'm not even unhappy with it. I'm just disappointed.
Right?
I was like, oh, all right, well, that stinks. I mean, I'm not like No Man's Sky mad. That's fucking
okay. Like, how much longer do you think you're going to be playing this?
Oh, months.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the same rate that I'm playing it right now. Like, obviously, like it'll go just like Destiny 1 did. You'll go through ebbs and flows of how often
but you
and how
came into the party with Destiny 1. Like after everything was released.
I did, but you know what's keeping me going so far is the frequency that I get to play with other people in Destiny 2. Which is often. So now that means though, as people start to fall off, maybe the shine goes away a little bit, and then you see the roller coaster. But for now, it's staying high because every other night, usually someone hits me, hops in my party and like, hey, let's go run the Nightfall, or hey, let's go do some Crucible, and that's fun, and that's something that I didn't really get to experience in Destiny 1, to be quite honest, all that much.
I'll just do my weeklies and then be done with it.
And that's okay too. Like I said, if you log in once a week, get your good gear, and then with all your characters, and that's all you do until the next like expansion comes out, and that gets you back into it heavily. Then, yeah,
I'm $299. I'm trying to get as close to 300 as I possibly can.
Yeah. The only other thing that I would suggest that they do, and of course, let me put on my game designer hat right now. Amateur game designer here. Increase the token payouts for the matches. Like you give 7 or 8 tokens for a win, you give 4 or 5 tokens for a loss. That way, every 3 wins you're getting a package. Every 5 losses you're getting a package. Just speed up the rewards. that I think that would help because like in Destiny 1 Iron Banner, you would like fucking engrams and weapons would rain on you like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think some people are just upset because it's such a stark contrast from Destiny 1. And this is one of the first things that we've been able to do that has like a direct corollary. Like, here's how it was in Destiny 1, and in Destiny 2, it's wildly different. And I think the community as a whole kind of pushed back against it a little bit.
Let me ask you something, Brad.
Sure.
Do exotics suck balls?
No. No, I think the point, like I've heard a lot of discussion about this also myself, and I think the point with exotics are not to be like the god weapons, but to just give you a unique way to play with those weapons. And some of them are fun and good, and some of them are kind of lame, to be quite frank.
Okay,
but they all have their use, basically.
I wouldn't know. I keep getting the same ones over and over and over again. I had a banner game, no pun intended, in the Iron Banner that I played right before here. So much so that they awarded me an exotic, and I'm like, oh shit! Like this is the first time I've gotten exotic through Crucible. This has to be something great. And I go to Master Raul and I say, Master, please, sir, can I have something awesome? And he gave me my third prospector.
I mean, that's 3 more prospectors that I've gotten.
Really?
So far. Yeah, I've got a single one.
I have 3 fighting lions also.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's a real fucking shame.
That is unfortunate for you.
God damn. That gun is so lame. The GameStop Twitter is trolling people about it. That's how fucking whack that gun is, man.
I mean, I haven't been too disappointed. Like, most of the exotics that I've earned have been useful. There's some armor that I've gotten that I'm just like, doesn't really matter. I've got like 4 foe tracers.
I have like 2 sets of every Titan leg piece, and one of them is, hey, we make submachine guns awesome. Don't use those. One is, hey, you can maneuver slightly better in the air. Well, I mean, I can't move like a hunter, so doesn't really matter.
In fairness, like your qualms with exotics will go away as soon as you get the one gun that you want.
I'm never.
Like, that's all you need.
I'm never gonna get it.
What if Xur sells it?
He won't. He hasn't yet. He sold every other fucking.
No, he's not sold every other gun. He's only been around for 4 weeks.
Every other gun.
Jesus Christ.
He sold every other gun.
You'll get it one day. I've gotten 3, but you'll get it one day. You'll get it one day.
3?
But you've gotten all the prospectors that I haven't gotten.
3 prospectors and 3 fighting lions. God damn it.
It sounds like fun, guys. Sounds like you're having a blast.
It is fun.
Okay.
We gripe because we care.
Is that right?
Because we care.
I'm good. You won't see me on that. And you know what? Because we're live, we're not live. This is totally recorded, but I'm calling an audible question of the week. This week, we asked you guys what you thought about this incredibly divisive Iron Banner week that just happened in Destiny 2. We're doing it now. That's right. We're not saving it until the end of the show. You're getting it up front. Michael says, I didn't like it. The way they set this up made it super grindy. When you turn in tokens that get engrams, you have to pray to your god that you don't get a duplicate. Pray even harder if you want an armor piece. If you're like me and a single father with an 8-to-5 job, you might as well stop praying for that full armor set and just convert to atheism, because no god's going to save your ass from that terrible RNG.
Yep.
Mark says Iron Banner was crap. They took everything unique from Iron Banner. No random loot drops is boring. You still get random loot drops. It's just the normal Crucible loot drops. Light level not mattering makes it just like normal Crucible. Armor with no special perks is boring. No way to buy gear sets. To buy set gear sucks. No high light level gear. All of this on top of D2 PvP being made more generic with high ability cooldowns. I don't mind how PvP works in Destiny 2. Just Iron Banner was kind of lame. Michael also comes back to Terrance, whoever that is. I don't know who Terrance is.
Who was it?
I don't know. So he must be on some other podcast that is also video game related, because a lot of our listeners tend to invoke his name. Lord Saladin ain't shit. It is kind of weird that Lord Saladin doesn't like greet you with more familiarity as well.
Yeah.
A little strange.
Yeah, he doesn't know you anymore. he all brand new. Get out of here, man.
Eric says, it honestly felt like Crucible with an Iron Banner coat of paint on it, and it didn't really hook me on coming back. The old method was more rewarding, especially light level being a factor. If you were under leveled, it added an extra layer of difficulty, and if you were over leveled, it was fun picking off people. Jeff says, Iron Banner needs work. Unlike the faction rally, it is much harder to earn tokens in Iron Banner. There's no way that you're getting a full set without playing way too much PvP. The season reward was trash. Hopefully they go back to the old system of giving loot at the end of the match too. Yeah, I was disappointed because they did have a milestone in there that said when you turn in 10 sets, you get a season 1 reward. And I'm like, oh, surely that must be a full set of the armor. It was an emblem.
Yeah, I saw that on your profile, and I'm like, wait. That's the reward? Like that little thing at the end of the thing? Like that's the reward?
Yeah, that's what you're chasing through those packages.
And then I didn't feel bad.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Malcolm says, yeah, not a fan of the system. D2 is turning out to be Capcom Street Fighter V levels of underwhelming. That's a bit harsh, Malcolm. I don't agree with that at all.
Is it?
Yes, it is a bit harsh.
Okay.
Quite harsh. To quote Denzel Washington and Jay, Bungie, that's 2 strikes for you. You got a full count now. Better not strike out. D2 is kind of losing its luster. Also, I'm surprised the lack of outrage Terrence has shown for Black Panther, Black Lightning, and Black Manta being DLC. I didn't know DLC stood for downloadable coloreds.
1, that's very funny. It just is. 2, Brad, I'm going to need you to reread that quote.
I'm not going to reread that quote. I've never seen the movie that it's associated with, so I can't do the expression. Well, sorry. No, I have not seen Fences yet. Trust me, if I had seen Fences, I would have done it in full Denzel. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. No, I'm saying can't
You're not listening, Brad. No. I do a terrible Denzel Washington. Anybody can do it.
Brian says taking away the power advantages was stupid. There was nothing interesting about playing it. I was at 287 when it started, and I'm at 287 today after getting my daily challenges each day. That was a little weird too, how the engrams you did get, the weapons you did get were still like just regular legendaries that were dropping at your power level.
Yeah, I'm just getting a bunch of 290 shit, and I'm just like, all right, man. Get out of here.
Amir says, I fell off of Destiny. I'm getting tired of the grinding right now, but maybe I'll come back after all these October releases. Justin says, don't let this question distract you from the fact that we still haven't found out what Terrence's problem is.
You skipped my answer.
Yeah, but you said yours on the show already. Didn't you?
No.
That you felt vindicated that you didn't buy Destiny 2?
I guess. I don't know. Whatever. What is my problem?
What is your problem?
I don't know. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
That's the funniest gif I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait, which one? The Sam Jackson one or the middle finger umbrella?
The middle finger one.
Okay.
That shit is so funny.
Joseph says Iron Banner needs more incentive than completing the daily challenge, like bonus emblems for being in first place or random chance to get Iron Banner gear. Well, there definitely is a random chance that you get Iron Banner gear for sure in those drops. Yeah. Dustin says, I was not a Destiny guy at all for the first one. It seemed like a very stripped down Halo, but holy shit, this game has me hooked just like GoldenEye. I really enjoyed Iron Banner, but I also like the game Darkest of Days, so who knows if I am right or not.
Darkest of Days. Is that first person shooter?
Yeah, it was like a budget Xbox release.
Well, I remember that. That shit was garbage.
I remember this game.
You sir.
Is this a Civil War game?
I question. I think so. I question your taste in video game because that game was awful. Ugh. Anyway, continue.
Not to get off track with questions that were related to the top of the week. Gustavo asked if Tottenham will play good at Wembley to end the top 4, or will they crumble the pressure? Ask me in February. Anthony says Black Panther trailer. Tune into the Nerdpocalypse this week for your guys' reactions on that.
Yep,
I'm sure you liked it.
Thumbs up.
Fantastic. Anthony says, sorry, Destiny 2 Iron Banner Season 1 is trash like the rest of the endgame. Vendors don't sell gear. Vendors don't sell gear. Vault is still small. Vendors don't sell gear. Vault is still small. I want to collect all armor sets for all 3 characters. Where are my drops? Raid specific weapon armor perks. Strike playlist, strike scoring. Too many shitty exotics. My 10th Better Devils isn't different than the first. Iron Banner isn't even giving out powerful gear when you decide to take the Chuck E. Cheese token to turn it in. I'll be playing tonight if anyone is looking to raid or run trials.
Right. Like, that's how this game is, man. It's like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Like, it's fun, but god damn it fucking pisses me off. It's like being married. It's like, god damn it. Like, I really love you, but Jesus fucking Christ, you get on my nerves.
I think the problem is there's too, like, especially in the first month of release, there's too much dissonance between what is legitimately not good and just what is different from Destiny 1. Because there's a lot of stuff that's different, and you can't hate on something just because it's different. You can hate on it if it's legitimately worse, but like, if like I said, I don't mind the token system. It just doesn't work well for Iron Banner specifically. It was great for Faction Rally.
I also hate, like, Anthony brings up a good point. And while it doesn't really mean anything, like, what happened to strike scoring?
Right. I mean, that's one of those things that, like, you scratch your head and say, hey, you had this in the first game. Yeah. How wouldn't you just bring it into the second? Why wouldn't you just have, like, isn't it easy to just have leaderboard? Like, that's one of those, like, head scratching. They'll probably bring it back later, but why wouldn't it be ready in time for the release kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And finally, Ricky says, it needs work, but I understand what they're trying to do. They're focusing on the casual base, keeping the system simple by giving 5 tokens for a win or 2 tokens for a loss. However, I feel that the RNG system is screwing me over personally. After opening 16 Iron Engrams, I only received 2 gauntlets and 1 pair of leg Iron Banner for 1 character only, besides the regular non-Iron Banner stuff. Yeah, D1, you were getting a lot more regularly in D1. But that said, he does love the fact that you can grind the Iron Banner tokens on 1 character and turn them in with another character that you may or may not be good with in PvP. That is actually something with the token system that is, I think, a huge plus, that you can use your main to grind out a bunch of tokens and rewards, and then any character can use them, so you can easily level up your alts pretty quickly by doing that.
So you can be disappointed in your alts as well.
Ricky has a question for you and I, though, Micah. What is your favorite go-to class and loadout for PvP?
I used to roll Titan, Hammer Titan, but now that the Striker Titan, like, it has a roaming super, so you could pop it and just run after people like a bull in a china shop. That's where my striker goes. I have a main set of armor, I have a striker set of armor, and I have a hammer set of armor. And I generally play either with the main set, which has perks for weapon stability and defense. And I roll with a scathe lock because auto rifles are really good right now, and a sword, and that's what I do. I run around shooting people with the scathe lock, which has like 45 bullets a clip, and then I have a piece of Titan armor that feeds ammo into the reserves, so I can shoot off like 60 bullets in a clip. And so, that's usually enough to kill people.
So I usually rock Gunslinger. Yeah,
is enough to kill people. Okay.
Well, I don't have steady hands. I'm
Mike is the spray and pray type of player. I was maining Gunslinger for the longest in PvP. However, if one thing Iron Banner has done for me, I have seen the light, Micah. Night Stalker is where it's at with Hunter.
Yeah, man.
Shadow Shot is fucking ridiculous in PvP, and you wouldn't think that it would be, but if the other team has 2 or 3 guys on a control point and you lay that Shadow Shot in there and tether them, you got a triple kill right in front of you, basically.
Yeah, man. Like, don't sleep on Night Stalker, man. Like,
Night Stalker is quickly coming from the back of the pack to lead the way. As far as weapons go, I usually either roll with Nameless Midnight, Uriel's Gift in my first 2 slots, or I'll switch it up and do Origin Story Tone Patrol. Tone Patrol is my favorite scout rifle, by the way. Mida can go kick rocks. As far as power weapon, I'm a big fan of the one fusion rifle that's called it's a legendary one. It's not Merciless. It's the main ingredient. Main ingredient's very good. And I also have gotten the one shotgun. What the fuck? The shotgun? The Futurist, I think it's called, or Futuristic. Very good shotgun. I like it way better than Hawthorne's, which I think is also incredily overrated, even though the community.
Hawthorne's gun fucking sucks, man. You shoot that, you better be aiming at their knees because
the recoil's insane.
Right.
Everyone loves fucking Hawthorne's because it has auto fire, but it doesn't matter when your first shot flips your reticle up in the air.
It's a shotgun. What do you need a full auto shotgun for? All right, yo.
So yeah, Futurist is what I roll with there. As far as armor, I have a specific set for each class, so I just roll whatever my void set is for that. So that was an early question of the week. Thank you guys for your responses. Real quick, don't forget, if you've not signed up for premium content, go to densepixels.com/premium. It is just $5 a month or $50 for the whole year. Gets you access to the Look Forward political podcast, to the Men of the Golden Tongue, starring myself and Micah. No Time to Bleed, our action movie podcast, the airing of grievances. You get video episodes of the Inner Apocalypse. More stuff coming down the road. So again, densepixels.com/premium. Sign up today if you haven't. We have four new signups this week. That would be Damon, Flip, Nick, and Bruce. So thank you, all 4 of you guys, for signing up for premium content this past week. And if you are on YouTube, make sure you go to youtube.com/densepixels. Click the subscribe button. You can watch this podcast every single week on YouTube because we do post it on there. You can also check out our game reviews that we put up. You can check out any Let's Plays that we put up and whatever other video features we end up doing down the road as well. That is youtube.com/densepixels. New releases this week. WWE 2K18. I wrote 2K17 in the docket. 2K18 releases on Tuesday. The deluxe edition has been available.
None of us are into that series, are we?
No,
I have 2K16, and no,
it looks exactly the same every year, basically.
You know what I really don't like? I really don't about these WWE games. The hyper realism of them.
Yeah, I can't. It's basically what they did to the NBA games.
Yeah,
it's too fucking hard.
It's too hard. 2, the uncanny valleyness of it just throws me off. And 3, as much as they really try to make it like a television broadcast, like it's not.
No.
Like it just isn't. I would much rather them find a specific art style and just go from there. Like it just I don't know. They look weird. I don't need wrestling simulators.
The problem is the moves in action look very good, but when you're not actually in the act of performing a move, they walk like a robot around the ring, being very stiff doing.
Yeah, and it's very canned animations as far as the walking, and it's like a delay with everything because everything is so. It just sucks. Like it's just not fun. But people love them because they have there's so much like creator wrestler shit that you can basically like. Give me Fire Pro.
Honestly,
yeah,
give
man.
me Fire Pro stats, please.
When's that coming out anyway?
Hopefully soon for PS4. I mean, it's been on Steam for several months now.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo Sports releases on PS4 this week, the long-awaited. South Park: The Fractured Butthole comes out as well.
I'm getting that.
Yeah, you'll have to report back because the reviews have been middling so far. So
Really?
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Elex is a game that I know nothing about. Dungeon 3 is a game that I also know nothing about. Rogue Trooper Redux and Summon Night 6 Lost Borders. Those are your retail games that are releasing. Digital side of things, Jackbox Party Pack 4 Coming out soon, Hex Card Clash. Hex is notable because it's a game that got sued by Hasbro because they kind of sort of copied Magic the Gathering a little bit too hard, basically. And then I saw a digital game called Abyss: The Wraiths of Eden, which is trying really hard to ride the coattails of BioShock's success. From the cover to the description, it takes place in an Art Deco society with psychological thrills and, you know, horrors await and this, that, or the other.
Yeah, this
with the main character who looks an awful lot like Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at screenshots of this. It is lit. I mean, somebody might need to go to court because this is what was the land called in BioShock? Rapture,
yeah.
This looks like it's called Eden.
Holy
right?
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I know, right?
Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. So it just caught my eye while I was going through I was like, wow, like they're not even pretending to show that inspiration used very loosely.
So this is a point and click game.
Oh, there you go.
I'm looking at here.
So if you want BioShock, but you lack the skill to play a first-person shooter, play Abyss.
Wow. Holy shit. Same font and everything. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
That's offensive.
Even the menu system. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Come on, dog.
I can't buy that.
Like there's like imitation is the best form of flattery. Like, yeah, y'all niggas just straight up jacked the whole style.
Right. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but theft is illegal.
God damn.
What's the Steve Jobs quote? Regular people borrow, but geniuses steal.
There you go.
So, also, as far as releases, the new Xbox One dashboard, probably the 12th Xbox One dashboard that's released since the console came out 4 years ago.
There's been like 7 or 8 of them motherfuckers. It's ridiculous.
It's available now for everybody. So apparently, you can personalize the homepage much more. You can have up to 40 pins. Whoa! You can discover new things such as friend activities, leaderboards, LFG posts, tips, quick links to game hubs, etc. Oh, light or dark light or high contrast theme option. Wow, that's neat.
40 pins.
That's neat.
40?
Yeah, that seems a little bit much. Like, I don't need all that shit on my
Wouldn't it be nice if a company just found something that worked and stuck with it?
It would be nice. I wish such a company existed.
Maybe they could take that philosophy to the hardware side, and develop a human to machine interface that has been around since the 90s with very slight modifications, as opposed to the softball that the Xbox had that you had to use as a controller until they finally whittled it down to some sort of two ham hocks glued together to form the controller.
Terrence, good news. You can, and part of the update, you can now download 4K content from some of your games ahead of time to your Xbox One S. So you can take all sorts of space on your hard drive with no tangible benefit, but that way you're ready to transfer it to your Xbox One X on Xbox One X launch day.
First of all, I ain't got no space. 100 gigs per game. Fuck that. I ain't got time for all that. Like that might make me buy fucking because you still got to download the shit, right?
Yeah, you sure do. Yeah.
No, I don't have a 4K television. I'm fine.
So a lot of other small features. I guess I'm assuming a lot of quality of life upgrades. So great, yay, fantastic. I guess. But yeah, that's it as far as new release announcements. So let me pass it to Terrence with our headlines.
Hey, no shocker to anyone here. And the SNES Classic was hacked. Okay.
Damn.
Like, what the fuck did they expect? Like really?
I mean, they do expect it to get hacked, and that's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, it was hacked. This is an early version of the exploit, so it's quite a few. And what does this say? It got hacked. I don't tell you. It's fucking. Of course it did.
Yeah, download your ROMs.
That's it.
That's basically what you can do is just put new ROMs on it.
Pretty much.
You can have. Do you have to delete the other ones? Like, is it a set?
That I'm not 100%.
Like, it's not like it matters.
Yeah, I mean, you can just
just download the shit again.
Download it again. Yeah,
it's the same fucking game.
Yeah.
Who paid? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not paying. How much was it? $50?
$80.
$80 for what?
The system and 2 controllers and 21 games.
Nigga, no. Fuck that. Next story. Mike Laidlaw, Dragon Age creative director, leaves BioWare. This shit was $80.
Yes, it was $80.
Yeah.
The fuck out of my. Okay, nah, that's
I'm gonna go on eBay while you read that story. See where.
Yo, them shits.
Don't go on. Please, if anyone's listening, do not buy these from eBay. Stores are getting them. It's not that dire this time around.
That is unacceptable to me. Like, I didn't even know how much they cost.
$150 plus $10 shipping.
What?
So there you go. You can pay $149 plus $10 shipping if you really want one. Do you really want one, Terrence?
Yeah.
We were talking about birthdays before the show. I mean,
I thought it was $50.
I can forward
the
this.
the NES Classic was $60, but that only came with 1 controller. So this one comes with 2.
Fuck. No. Dragon Age creative director leaves BioWare. Mike Laidlaw, that's a weird name, leaves developer after more than 14 years. Yeah, he worked on Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Did he work on that last Mass Effect?
This story beforehand.
What happened?
I said something tells me Micah didn't see the story beforehand. He looks sort of solemn and contemplative right now.
Yeah, kind of sucks.
Do you know who Mike Laidlaw is?
I do.
Okay, because for those who don't know, he was essentially the Corey Hudson of Dragon Age.
Yep,
for lack of a better term.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I'm happy for him. You know, if he has something better. I don't know what the hell is going to happen to Dragon Age. I don't know what's going to happen
to BioWare.
I don't know what's going to happen to any of these games, because one, the hardcore BioWare fans from, the old head, I don't like change BioWare fans, they've abandoned the company because their games are for babies, and the people who like their baby games, they're either changing the format of the games or everybody's leaving. So I don't know
that's why they're leaving.
Maybe they're like, fuck this baby Dragon Age. I don't like this. This is not what I signed up for. I signed up for making your own maps and rolling dice and all that shit.
Anthem is going to be a very important game for them. As far as like their future, I think it's going to be a. I don't want to go as far to call it a make or break game, but if that does not do well, then that could spell some future doom maybe for them.
Yeah, because Mass Effect has a taint on it, and they're never going to bring back Jade Empire. But I like Jade Empire, but you bring Jade Empire out now, you'll get a fuck ton of think pieces. Yeah. Like, what are these white people trying to write for these Asian characters? Why the Asian characters got to be martial artists and shit? Like, all right. I mean, the game was really good.
You're not joking. Yeah, I enjoyed that game. That was on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, well, they're losing all their good. I don't know. Like, who's left?
I mean, Corey Hudson came back, so he's there now
for Anthem.
Well, he's actually the GM of BioWare now in general. So he has his hands in everything right this second. So we'll see. I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition, by all accounts, did very well. He was very successful. So
I hope Anthem's good, man. I hope Anthem's good.
It better be good.
Yep.
It
better
kind of
be.
needs to be.
Yeah.
This is yeah. What other games they have coming out? Anthem? Is that it?
I mean, supposedly there's another Dragon Age in development right now, but that's all rumor at this moment.
Good luck, BioWare. I want to play Anthem because that game looks pretty good, but been let down. I've been let down one too many times for games that I was really excited for. So I'm not going to get excited about that.
The games on BioWare's homepage are Anthem, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Mass Effect 3, and Star Wars: The Old Republic. Those are the big games.
Oh, that's right. That game still exists, sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow. Jesus Christ. I forgot all about that game. Never played it. Next up, I saw this yesterday. Street Fighter V announces a new character, Zeku.
Zeku,
whatever.
Why is he on Ryu's old stage from Street Fighter 2?
They might not have revealed his stage yet.
He is an old man. And he fights like I don't know who he fights like per se. He fights kind of like a guy. A little bit. But he looks like a Strider.
In his young man form, he fights like Guy. In his old man form, he fights like Guy with a cross between like Nash and Ibuki. Like I see Nash and Ibuki in Old Man Zeku versus Strider Hiryu Zeku, who has like a command run and is a little more like Guy. Zeku is Guy's master. So so there you go. That's why you get the Guy vibe.
So with the Strider costume.
I don't know why he can change his age, to be perfectly honest with you. All I know about him is that he was Guy's master, and part of their ninja clan, he was training Guy, and Guy had to in order to advance up in the ranks, the pupil has to kill the master, but Guy refused to kill him. So he was like, hey, thanks, Guy. I'm going to take off now, if you don't mind. And then he just rolled out.
My favorite part about him is that he flies into a match like he's Cape Mario from Super Mario World.
God damn it.
He does. He's got the cape that he's holding it on all four corners with his hands and feet, just like Mario did.
All right.
Does this character look interesting enough for you to play in January, Brad?
Yeah, I'll check. I mean, I've committed to coming back to Street Fighter when the arcade update comes out anyway, and I will check out Zeku. He looks cool.
Yeah, he looks cool, but I'm not playing Street Fighter 5.
I've never been a fan of command runners. I just don't.
See, I was an able player back in Street Fighter 4, as you well know.
Yeah,
so
dick. I fucking hated that guy, man. I fucking hated that guy. So, yeah, I like the way he looks. I mean, he comes out on the 24th. I'll give him a once over, but I'm not going to be good with him. I'm a guy who's
he looks like he's too fast. You don't use fast characters.
Nope, I use very slow, methodical, two-move guys. That's it.
Okay. Who do you use in Marvel vs. Capcom?
My brain does, but I don't.
You
I use Captain America and Ryu.
Wow.
Right.
That is about as,
right.
Yo, come on. That's sad.
Look, I am what I am.
I like Captain America.
Yo, I was about to say, don't sleep on Captain America. Captain America is pretty fucking awesome, and I've seen combo videos that you've done with Captain America. Now you could clown me all you want for Ryu, because Ryu in a versus game just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he's just fucking whack.
He's just stupid. And you know what? I've actually started playing a little bit of Chun-Li because I like the way Chun-Li plays in versus games versus Chun-Li in Street Fighter for some strange reason.
I tried her the other day. I do not like anything about that character at all. At all. Like Ryu and Chun-Li don't need to be in that game. Period. They just don't. So
there you go. And I don't know who else to pick because everybody else is too fast or they got some gimmick that I just didn't. No. I wanna
pick X. He's fine. He's not too fast. He's a pretty basic.
Yeah, but he looks dumb. Like, I'm sorry. I like the Mega Man X games, but like Mega Man does not translate into the real world. You know what I mean? Like he looks stupid. Him and Zero, they look dumb. They look dumb. Like seeing that trailer with Black Panther and
oh my god,
and Sigma, like Black Panther looks like a fucking like a roided up black ass luchador. And Sigma looks like a clown. It looks like a clown next to him.
I hate Sigma's fucking character design. I don't even know who the fuck he is. Apparently he was in the X games, the Mega Man X games.
He's the main villain in the X series.
He looks terrible. I don't like his look at all.
Right.
Period.
You look dumb.
But
you getting Black Panther?
Yes. Look, I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I am. I just am. Like, especially after seeing a trailer today.
That's called synergy, man.
Yeah, they did that shit on purpose. Motherfuckers.
But how disappointed are you going to be when he's just Wolverine?
That's fine. Like he's faster than Wolverine. He
reminded me of X-23 a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a mix between like Ultron and X-23, and he's just all over the fucking place. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to control that motherfucker, but I'm gonna try. Like, I'm serious. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen when I pick him up. But what is he gonna be available tomorrow? I think
tomorrow, yeah.
And Monster Hunter comes out too. She looks kind of fun, but I'll pass on.
Just get the season pass, man.
Sigma,
just do it.
How much are the characters?
Yo, no bullshit. I think you might want to get the season pass. I think I read somewhere that the characters are going to be $8.
What?
Yeah, like look it up. Because you're supposed to get their second costume also.
Yeah.
So I think
fucking second costume for fucking Black Panther looks so fucking good.
It does, right? Like you're gonna be dropping at least $8, and I think the season pass is like $30. Yo,
speaking of season passes, I think the season 1 Street Fighter season pass is actually on sale right now.
I hate Capcom.
I may have to buy that. I might do that while we're on the show.
Fucking ugly, but god damn it, it's fun. Like it just is, man. You found my motherfucking weakness, motherfucker. Like it's fuck.
I'm telling you, man. You might want to just go ahead and get that season pass.
Who else is coming out?
Venom, Black Widow, and Bucky Barnes, and I think that's it for right now.
That's gross.
I missed the sale, by the way. It's back up to $20. It was on sale for 10.
You might as well just wait then.
I'd have bought it for 10. So.
But yeah, I think they might be like $8. But you'll find out tomorrow. And if you're gonna get Black Panther and you're thinking about getting Monster Hunter,
$16. Like, fuck off, Capcom. All right. You got the whole shebang, didn't you? Or you just bought the regular?
I did. No.
So who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Why?
Because this is what I do.
As a matter of fact, it's a fucking miracle that Micah didn't buy the fucking $200 collector's edition with the shitty Infinity Stones
with the eggs,
right?
Yo,
Like we should be praising his restraint and not buying that and not condemning him for buying the deluxe edition.
Well, because it didn't come with a digital code. Like it came with a hard copy of it. And I don't do hard copy games anymore.
Yeah. Fuck. Goddamn.
Plus the 4 characters. I didn't give a fuck about those 4 characters that you get. You know what I mean? Like if it was Captain America and Black Panther and I can have them doing their own little Civil War thing, then yeah. Yeah.
If you'd spent an extra $110 to get those skins, we would have had an intervention.
Wait, you get that's
like
all
a
you get?
full-on intervention. I mean, besides the little diorama things that came with it as well, and the Easter eggs that also came in there, you got 2 extra skins.
How much is the season pass?
30. If you're gonna get them 2 characters, you better get the season pass. I just fuck it. Because if
but now who are you talking to? Because you're talking to the guy with the ultimate resolve. Like Terrence is spiteful enough that he would just buy the 2 characters he wants.
I am.
Fuck the rest.
But that fucking costume, man.
Well, if you buy that's why they're $8. If you buy Black Panther, you're supposed to get both costumes. That's the scuttlebutt. So if you just want to buy Black Panther, I get it. I do.
I want to see what Venom looks like.
How about you take out can you imagine what Venom's gonna look like?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no
all,
fucking clue. He ain't been in the fucking game since Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Everybody already looks like they're made out of fucking balloons. And Venom is huge.
Yeah.
Venom might look like that Mad Gear gang guy from Street Fighter.
Oh, ew.
Anyway.
Yeah. Do I have another story?
You have one more.
I'm sorry.
We went down a path.
Yeah, that because Street Fighter 5 is boring. Sony announces 2 Star Wars Battlefront 2 PS4 bundles. 2?
Well, one's a standard that just comes with the regular system in the game, and the other one is the fancy one that is a PS4 Pro bundle.
I don't like the way that thing looks at all.
I'm okay with it.
Like they just threw a bunch of just Star Wars designs on there.
I mean, they did.
With no rhyme or reason to it. It's just,
but,
hey, we got Star Wars.
Remember, we bitched at them before about going too light, and then they threw out that garbage-looking Call of Duty camouflage PS.
That thing is butt ugly.
So I feel like we have to be like, okay, this is acceptable. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. How much is this going to cost?
It's all right. It's okay. I'm going to make it anyway.
$450 for the PS4 Pro bundle. That keeps it in line with the Destiny 2 one that they put out.
Like I've heard Battlefront 2 is going to be along the lines of Battlefield 1, where they got a whole bunch of, like, in order to unlock weapons and shit, you got to like scrap. You get scrap from boxes and shit like that, and that's already been a problem in the beta.
Yeah, that was the big source of hand wringing during the beta, is that it seems like that loot boxes, it's not even that loot boxes are necessary, but they have the potential to make you much more powerful quickly than other folks because of how their card perk system is going to work. Because basically, like, you can get these cards that give you, special skills for this character, and when you stack them, you get bigger bonuses. And we're talking like going from a 0% damage reduction to like a 40% damage reduction when you max out that particular perk on a character, which seems like a big deal in PvP.
Yeah, a little bit, just slightly,
just a tad. Now, this is balanced out by the fact that all of the post-launch content in terms of new maps and new modes is going to be free. So you're not going to have to pay for additional multiplayer content, but there's this, loot box system that you're highly encouraged to partake in.
I don't like loot boxes.
Well,
I don't.
Like I said, I don't feel like dredging up that topic for like the 5th week in a row, because every week it seems like it's something new. But yeah, a lot of folks were a little upset, and they were more, and a lot of the people that I watched that talked about it were more upset because they actually really liked the gameplay.
Yeah.
And they want this game to be good, but they don't want it to be a money suck. How plentiful were the boxes in Battlefield 1 without paying? Like were you able to get boxes on the regular?
I mean, like when you level up, you got a box. Every once in a while they would just kind of give you boxes. Like I would turn the game on and I would have like 7 boxes just to open up, and like, but I keep getting the same bullshit over and over again. Kind of like, I guess Micah getting the same 3 guns in Destiny 2.
Yep.
And like you had to get like puzzle pieces to get like a brand new like hand-to-hand combat weapon. So like to get like a club or some shit like that, you would have to get 3 puzzle pieces. And I never got the 3 puzzle pieces for this one little club that you get, and it's a club. I don't fucking care. But it's one of those things like, oh, it's cool. It's got gold. It's got a like gold outline on it because it's a special weapon. I hate the loot boxes, like I really do. And then like you get scrap that you got to get rid of to buy other shit, or you could scrap a duplicate gun to unlock another gun. Like that systems are terrible. Like it's just like you level up to unlock other guns, but that's not how that works in this game. Like I don't like that shit. So one of the reasons why I stopped playing, and then it took way too long to like load games up and actually leave games as well. Sometimes I had to turn the game off to start it over to get into another game.
Jesus.
I don't know why that was. I didn't understand it, but I didn't have that problem in any other Battlefield games.
Must be those terrible Xbox One servers that they got going on over there.
No, because it happened on both systems. Nah, that's just false. 100%.
All I know is I never had any of those problems with Battlefield 1 on PS4. Just saying.
Did you play Battlefield 1?
No, I did. That's completely beside the point. It's not relevant to this conversation. I'm just saying it's never happened on PS4 to me.
Man.
And anecdotal evidence is proof, as we all know, from any other life venture. So, Micah, if I asked you what's the easiest way to support your favorite video game podcast, what would you say?
I would say go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon, because when you go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon and do all of your Amazon purchasing there, you help out your buddies over at www.densepixels.com. So all you got to do is just go to that website, and then you shop like you normally do. And then when you check out, Amazon sends us a finder's fee. And with that finder's fee, we can buy 4 pieces of penny candy. But every little bit helps. So please go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon.
Remember, you're gonna need money for all these loot boxes that you're buying. So don't just buy your PlayStation or Xbox Live credit directly on your console. That's for suckers. Yeah. Buy it on Amazon first, and then put it on your console. And support us.
Amazon usually has like sales and stuff like that. Especially around Black Friday. You can pay $20 for a year's worth of, Xbox Live or whatever. You know what I mean? Do that.
And now our is $30.
It's $30, man. And these 3 characters coming out, that's 24 right there.
Fuck you, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. How much is it? I don't know how much a character is. I gotta see.
It's $8. Micah just actually sent us a message while we were talking.
That's right.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I didn't see it.
Well, I mean, I can give you the address itself of PlayStationLifestyle.net /2017 / /Marvel-VS-Capcom-VS-DLC-cost-7-99.
Also, you get a pretty sweet Assassin's Creed Origins ad when you go to that website. So
yeah, that piece of shit.
Yo, $8 That's unacceptable, man. It really is. I don't like that. $7.99.
Look, if you buy Black Panther a la carte, fine. If you buy any other character, like that's it, yo. Yeah. I mean, what's the point? So you better hope and pray that you don't get the urge to want to play Monster Hunter, and hope and pray that those 3 other characters look terrible, which they probably won't, because they had a little bit more time to work on them. So maybe
that extra costume does look pretty cool.
Yeah, man,
it really does. Son of a bitch.
I don't know why they made him look like Thanos, but it still looks good.
Go ahead and just buy it before the show's over. Let's just cut out the bullshit. Let's cut out the middleman, right? We don't want to get a message later on showing that you purchased it like you did when you bought the game. Just go ahead and do it now. It's an investment. Think of it as an investment. All your Atlanta boys are gonna get it. You want to be like them. They're cool.
Okay,
you'll have it. Yeah, you can do all that okay shit all you want.
Don't we have like top stories to go to?
Top stories. Humble Bundle, the charity supporting digital Humble Bundle, the charity supporting digital distribution service and game publisher, has been acquired by gaming and entertainment outlet IGN. The financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. Jeffrey Rosen, CEO and co-founder of Humble Bundle, says, "We chose IGN because they really understand our vision, share our passion for games, and believe in our mission to promote awesome digital content while helping charity. I can't think of a better partner than IGN to help Humble Bundle continue our quest."
Did you know, and I did not know this, did you know that Humble Bundle had been getting into publishing lately?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Apparently they're working on the console versions of a game called A Hat in Time, which is a platform game that's coming out soon. This definitely caught everybody off guard last weekend when it was announced. I don't know that it's going to really make a difference in terms of how either company operates, though.
I mean, there's the article talks about this also. There's the conflict of interest of reviewing games.
But I'm saying like IGN is so massive that like I feel like this is just a something to hang on their wall, basically, if that makes sense.
I feel like they could use IGN's vast subscription based or viewership to promote these things, especially when charity time comes around. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head.
Isn't the Humble Bundle just like they just throw a bunch of games into a bundle for like super cheap?
Yes.
What does that have to do with them like actually reviewing games?
No, not so. Humble Bundle's been getting into publishing also.
Oh,
that's a direction that they're going in.
Yeah,
now the
IGN, if the games like look, if the game is trash, it's trash. But I guess that's a little strange. But
I mean, IGN will be fine as long as they are transparent about it, which I'd imagine they would be.
Yeah, you got to be, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to be. You're kind of big, and people will see right through the bullshit.
Right. They'll even see it if it's not there.
If you give a terrible fucking game, if you give a terrible game a high score just because you own whatever the fuck it is, nah, man.
Or
Outta
if you give a game a fair score, but somebody really hated it or really liked it and they don't agree with your score, then they're immediately going to be like, they're bought.
I mean, people think that anyway, though, about them, so it doesn't really matter. Might as well just buy the company yourself.
They're bought by Microsoft. They're bought. Like, I know people who think that, yo. Like, I know, like we know people who think that. And I'm just like, really, dude? Like, I know you're a Sony fanboy, but come on, man. Like, just because an outlet gave a Microsoft game a good score doesn't mean they're fucking bought. Calm down.
Everyone thinks they're a cynic. But the problem is that most people that think they're cynics aren't cynics because you're a cynic from knowing too much. And those people often don't know anything. So really, you're just an idiot.
Any follow-up questions I have for this story? I can't really think of any off the top of my head. So I will move on. Naughty Dog responds to sexual allegations of sexual harassment made by one David Ballard, a former designer who used to work with Naughty Dog. He basically, through a series of tweets, says that in 2015 he was harassed by a Naughty Dog lead, and that his work environment was, toxic because of it. And he was later fired, and they tried to silence him by offering him $20,000 in hush money. And he says he did not want to take that. And he says he's now coming out in light of a bunch of allegations that a bunch of neck-bearded creeps are out there harassing women in film, television, and video games. Look, this is what sucks, right? There's so many jokes that I can make right now, but I really don't want to because I would feel bad. I mean, like, they kind of write themselves, right? Like, if you look at this guy's face, I can think of a couple jokes. If you look at the name of the studio, I can think of a couple jokes. But this is not a laughing matter.
It really isn't. Look,
this shit is serious, man. And it does happen in video games. Like, it happens everywhere.
Right. We'd be naive to not believe that this doesn't go on in the video game industry as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right. And it sucks, man. It sucks. Naughty Dog released a statement. It reads, "We have recently read on social media that an ex-employee of Naughty Dog, Dave Ballard, claims he was sexually harassed when he worked at Naughty Dog. We have not found any evidence of having received allegations from Mr. Ballard that he was harassed in any way at Naughty Dog or Sony Interactive Entertainment. Harassment and inappropriate conduct have no place at a company named Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. We have taken and always will take reports of sexual harassment and other workplace grievances very seriously. We value every single person who works at Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. It is of utmost importance to us that we maintain a safe, productive workplace environment that allows us all to channel our shared passion for making games."
it's a very lawyerly statement.
It very much is.
That's a terrible statement.
I mean, it is the typical, like, sterile corporate statement that you would expect.
It's like sexual harassment has no place in no fucking shit.
Right.
Right.
So like that. So I'm fine with that statement being what they release now. I hope that's not the last we hear from them on this. Right. Because, like I said, the Harvey Weinstein situation opened up a floodgate that nobody saw coming, where I guess once you take down the biggest asshole it becomes easier for people to speak up against smaller folks. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, if true, this sucks. And according to David Ballard, he's essentially been blackballed from the game industry.
He said he can't find work. He said he's been out of work for like 17 months or something like that. And he says that he I don't know if he said it outright, but
he insinuated.
The implication is that because, he wasn't putting up with this shit, he's been unable to find work, which sucks, man. Everybody should be able to work if they want to. I don't know what to say to this, man. I'm always inclined to believe the victim, just because.
Well, you should.
Just because people usually don't. People usually don't make accusations like that.
And like, let's keep it real. Guys usually like, it's a guy, and they usually kind of keep that shit to themselves if it happened.
Right.
So I don't think he's lying.
Right.
But like I said, that statement, it's like we don't have any evidence or whatever. I'm like, because people don't tell you, because you don't believe them.
Right.
Whether it be a man or a woman. Like we know they don't believe women at all when they tell them that shit, or then they somehow try to blame the women. So like dudes are fucking garbage. I don't know. Was it a woman that did this, or was it a guy? Did he say?
It's not clear.
He's not sure.
It's not clear.
It doesn't matter. It probably was a dude, because
it doesn't matter.
Fucking garbage.
Yeah, like that's become clearer and clearer as the fucking years have gone by.
God damn.
Like, I mean, and like I said, it's also important here that we don't pillory Naughty Dog and Sony at this stage. You know what I mean? Until more facts come to light about the situation. Like I said, I just hope that they take it seriously, and I hope that they do actually investigate and do some due diligence and see, what this is all about, because I'm going to be a little disappointed if that Naughty Dog statement that their lawyers ginned up is the last that we hear of it from them.
Let me ask you a question.
Poor
Brad. Let me ask you a question. Let's assume that when everything falls out, this person is telling the truth, because it's you should assume that he's telling the truth. And it turns out that Naughty Dog was complicit in this. Is that going to prevent you from buying Naughty Dog games?
It depends on the insidiousness of the cover-up, I guess. Like I said, I mean, I don't want to venture into conspiracy territory, but if this was one of their people and they didn't really, because according to Dave Ballard, he went to PlayStation HR. So if it's one of Naughty Dog's people, they didn't really hear much about it, but once they find out, they take action. Okay, like if you find this vast, they knew about it and they tried very hard to cover it up, and that and if a lot of principle, it's kind of hard to look at the Weinstein Corp because of how complicit not only that Harvey Weinstein was doing these acts, but that the other higher ups of the Weinstein company were in enabling them to happen. Right. That's part of the more damaging thing. So it really depends on how it shakes out. Like I said, if there's this vast conspiracy that they cover this up, and by the way, David Ballard is not the only guy or only person rather that this happened to, and there's this really toxic culture there that's being maxed over just for outward appearance, then that might affect how you look at a studio as a whole. But you have to take each situation on its own individual merits.
Of course. I'm saying worst case scenario.
Oh, worst case scenario?
Yeah. You're not buying the next Uncharted?
It's a hard.
Look, let me fall on the sword for you. I'll be honest with you. I can't say that I won't ever. I can't say that I would boycott.
Right. I'd love to say no, absolutely not, but
right.
That game's not coming out for 4 more years. You know what I mean? Time has a way to make people forget stuff very easily.
It is what it is. I can think something is fucked up and terrible, but I'm also very selfish, and I want my Uncharted game.
Well,
so.
look, I mean, we've talked about that on the show before. Is where do you draw the line with people? Right. I've talked about how it doesn't, like, the fact that Mel Gibson's a raging fucking racist never enters my mind whenever I watch the Lethal Weapon films.
Right,
for some
exactly.
reason. So,
like it's separating art from artist, and I know how to do that. Some people don't know how to.
I have a hard time doing that,
or choose not to.
I have
do
a
that.
very hard time doing that.
And I completely understand it. I really do. The only way I justify it to myself is that if I don't separate art from artist, I won't enjoy anything, because everyone is fallible in some strange way. And I don't want to.
There are degrees. You're right, Brad. There are degrees. Like, if you do some heinous ass shit, like, I can't separate. I just cannot do it. Like, it's going to be very difficult for me if they don't change that the logo. Like, it will literally be very difficult for me to watch a movie with the Weinstein Company, like that W that fucking appears on the black screen. Yeah. It's gonna be tough for me to watch that shit. It just is.
Yeah, they're gonna have to rebrand.
Yeah, because I sexual abuse is something it's terrible, but like, that shit really pisses me off. Like, I want to fight that dude.
I mean, like I said, if there's any silver lining that came from that situation, is the fact that it has led to so many people finding the courage to speak out that were silent before, and ultimately that's a good thing. And I think now, for whatever reason, because that happened, people are now seemingly able to give people the benefit of the doubt in these situations more than they used to before.
And don't question why people waited so long or why they're coming out now. Please don't. Like, it makes you
that makes you look like a fucking asshole. Like, it really does.
It really does. Like, that shit is fucking hard, man.
Like, have we not been through this already? Like, in the last however many years, like, especially in like the last 3 years.
Oh, all the time. I mean, how many stories do you see from college campuses? That come out that people just don't want to believe it, or don't, at the end of the day, you don't want to believe it. That's the problem, is that people don't want to believe that these things happen.
Well, since I think people are fucking scum anyway, like, I have no problem believing this shit is true. Like, people are terrible.
Yeah. Be like us and just assume the worst in everyone. That way, you're pleasantly surprised if they're not bastards.
Yeah,
that's how you're not surprised.
That's actually how it works, honestly.
And then you're not surprised when, of course Harvey Weinstein's a bastard. Everyone in Hollywood jokes about it. Of course he's an asshole.
That's the fucked up part, man. Like, people have been joking about that shit for years.
Right.
That's unacceptable. Like, it just is. And no one did anything.
I mean, it becomes one of those things where turn a blind eye enough, it just becomes part of the culture, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it shouldn't be. And it shouldn't happen in video games. God damn it. We got enough fucking problems.
Yeah, we are, like I said, as much as we might feel like that this industry is isolated from everything else that happens in the world, as you hear about on this podcast every week, not so much.
Right.
Not so much.
But you can't like video games. You've got a vagina. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'll never, and this blows my mind, and this is a little bit off topic, I guess. It's so funny. I distinctly remember when the Gamergate thing exploded. One of the principal people that was involved in the origination of that movement was a guy whose name we couldn't pronounce on this show. Like, we made fun of the fact that his name was ridiculous, and now everyone knows who he is because he branched out from Gamergate and just decided to be a fucking scumbag in general. And I'm of course talking about Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah,
the fucking dirtbag. But he started with Gamergate. We talked about him on this podcast. Terrence couldn't say his name. It was hilarious.
I don't like that guy.
And like I said, look where people come from. So again, don't think that small problems, that pocket incidences in the video game industry won't eventually extrapolate themselves onto the main scene, because they absolutely do.
Yep.
And that's a good enough case of that. And that's our show for this week. So don't
we have a very special announcement before you sign off.
Oh Lord.
Terrence just purchased the character.
I saw that too. I forgot to mention it. Now, Terrence, did you or did you not use a credit card to make that purchase?
It actually worked, surprisingly enough.
They wanted your money this time.
It worked.
They wanted your money this time. Look, densepixels.com/fans. That is the address for our fan group on Facebook that you should join if you've not done it. I have to give a shout out to one of our group members, Aaron, who's last week started doing the chip tune of the day. And I really like that, man.
Yeah, that's very cool, man.
I really like that, where he's posting a random 8 or 16-bit video game chiptune. I suppose he could do other video game music as well down the road. But yeah, that's a cool thing. Keep on doing what you're doing, Aaron. I really dig it. So yeah, again, if you're not part of that group, make sure you get in there. Lots of awesome conversations happening every day. Leave us a 5-star review in iTunes. Look, I forgot to check again. Jay's usually the one that does that. If you left a review, I promise I will check and we will read it next week. If you haven't left a review, what are you doing? Leave a 5-star review. We'll read it on the air. Facebook and Twitter at DensePixels. Make sure you subscribe to the show using whichever podcatcher that you choose, including iTunes or Google Play Music. We are all on Twitch. I am Dense Pixels Brad. Terrence is Apparition 410. Micah is Dense Black Nerd, and Carrie is It's Carrie. And of course, speaking of Carrie, just a couple weeks left before Extra Life. Carrie is streaming all day. I believe the date's November 4th, if I'm not mistaken. She's kind of the de facto official Dense Pixel stream because, again, it's tough for us to lay a Saturday aside to be able to do that. So make sure you donate to Carrie's page if you are able to, and that would be awesome if you could. That's it. We will see you guys next week. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Take it easy.